Hey guys, Jason here from the Escape Room Guys. I'm here at Pikes Peak Escape Rooms with one of the owners, Les. We're just going to do our normal interview thing here and start asking the questions. So Les, how long has this location been open?
We've been open since October of 2016.
Okay, so about almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years. Just tell us about some of the rooms you have open now. We just did Death Row and the Lost Kingdom. You can start with those two if you like.
Okay, we actually have 3 rooms set up right now. One's Headless Horseman, we have the Lost Kingdom, and we have Death Row. Lost Kingdom is basically you have to go through and do some translations, and it's got a lot of unique puzzles in it, and some really cool surprises in it.
I can attest to that.
Death Row is more, I would say, luck and skill with a little bit of that. So it's more.
You have to be very observant in that room. We knew that going in, we didn't listen to it.
It's got a little bit of an arcade feel to it, I think, to go through it. So, and you might want to be up on some of your homemade, not homemade, but some of your home games to make it a little bit easier.
That's a good point. Playing cards. Only thing I'm saying about that room. What's the design philosophy you guys have when you come up with the themes and how to implement your rooms?
Well, basically, we want them to be a linear design so that you go from one element to the other. The other thing is we don't want our locks to be part of the game. They should just be a controlling element. So all of our locks are 4-digit combination locks with numbers on it, so they're very common to go through. That way there you're not stuck and wondering if the problem is the lock and not the solution.
And none of those dial locks, like the vertical columns where the numbers or the letters can get worn off, everything was the good 4-digit vertical padlocks. You can't screw them up, which is good for a new room. We've been in so many of those where the numbers are painted on with whiteout or something like that.
Oh yeah, and then the other kind that I've seen in other rooms that I don't like is the toggle one where you have to toggle it up and down, left.
Switch.
Yes, and
Not a big
we've
fan
had
of those or the touch
so
panel
many
ones.
problems with those. So, like I said, we didn't want our locks to be part of the issue with the room. We want you to be able to go in. Once you have the number, you're able to open up the lock, go on to the next phase.
Yep. Sounds good. Where do you get your inspiration from, and what makes doing a room at your location unique from other places?
As far as we have a few different philosophies with our rooms. One of the things that we try to stay away from really is black lights. I've used done rooms in the past with black lights, and sometimes they're very hard to read, they're very hard to find. The black lights themselves don't always work good. Most of our electronics are hardwired into solid power, so you're not worried about batteries and lost power.
That's actually the first place we've heard that does that.
Yeah, so even all of our low voltage stuff is off of transformers and whatnot. As far as the game designs, we really try hard to come up with physical games. I don't like games that are paper based. If you're going to do paper games, then just buy a book. And when you come here, we want you to actually have hands-on, actually solving some really unique type puzzles and going through and working them out.
We love that as well. Any new rooms coming up? I know we talked before about a steampunk room.
We have 2 rooms that will be opening up hopefully in the next couple of months. One is going to be a steampunk time machine, and in that room, what's going to make that room so unique is there's not going to be a single padlock in the entire room. That is using some unique devices that we've got. We're actually using Arduinos in there with special electromagnetic locks, a lot of neat switches, photo sensors, just some really cool technology going into that room. If it's a futuristic room, it has to have a futuristic feel. Padlocks do not fit into that image. We've got some very unique props that are going in there. If you can actually show, like this guy right here, this is a 400 amp high power fuse that will actually be part of the game. We've also got some actual gauges that are going in there that were created from 1910. So these are actual brass gauges. So some of the props that are going in are just incredible. We've also actually got a ship port window that's going in that was recovered from a sunken ship. That's been cleaned up and will actually be one of the port windows inside of there.
And in case I missed it on the floor, I will put a picture of it on the page with this video as well, just in case.
And that room, we're actually extending in past the ceiling to create special optical effects as well. So that is actually going beyond the box of the room itself. The other room that we're bringing online is actually going to be more of a team competition. It'll have 12 people. It's got 4 remote controlled robots that 4 individuals will be in an opposite room controlling, and there's a lot going on with that room, and there's different ways to score. So it's one of those rooms, the goal of that room is to have multiple people be able to play different, over and over again with different results.
How many people is that gonna need?
12 people to
Minimum?
play. Minimum is probably gonna be 4.
Okay, 2 on each, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Last question, do you have any promotions going on or anything?
We
special?
do, and actually I will be sending that over to you, and then you'll be able to post that up online.
Okay, well, thanks for having us, and 3 more rooms for us to come back and do, so I'll be here in a couple more months for my birthday. Woo, go me. So I'm hoping that steampunk room is ready for when I come back, but if it's not, I'll be back again later on. So
Excellent.
thanks a lot, and take it easy, guys.
Thanks. Bye.